I'm back, and I think it's fair to say that policing certainly isn't easy, particularly in South Africa, but there are still those officers who go the extra mile and excel. And to that end, we salute them. The SAPS in Kwazulu-Natal is today honouring its top achievers for hard work and dedication. Let me bring in reporter Des Ntatia, who joins us live from Durban, where that event is taking place. Des, good evening to you. So let's prove those who say we don't cover positive news about police are wrong. These guys are real heroes, aren't they?
Definitely, Jeremy. In fact, you'll find many success stories coming out of this event tonight. I mean, the officers that are here are being honoured in various categories from various units across the province, many of them involved in high-profile cases as well. But I think among the hardest for these officers to deal with is those involving women and children and any kind of gender-based violence. Earlier this year, there was quite a success story for the SAPS. They managed to put away what was dubbed the M19 rapist. This was the man, his name is Moses Mavila. He was the one that had raped more than 30 women between 2013 and 2019. He was caught in February and then convicted and sentenced to 32 life sentences. Now, that took a lot of work from the SAPS. I have with me one of the members of that team, Sergeant Mzila from the Inanda FCS. Sergeant, thank you for joining me. I can only begin to imagine what the past 6 years have been like for you, but just talk to me about what those years were leading up to that conviction that we saw earlier this year. How did you manage dealing with this case?
Unfortunately, we started with this case. It was 2019, where he started to rape in our area, because we have got different areas. So as I'm working at Inanda, Signum falls under our cluster. So that's when we started. It was 2019, February, where we received the first case. So then we started the investigation, me and Sergeant Shinga. Yeah.
And what did it take? I mean, I'm sure through all of this, this is a daily part of your job working at FCS. You have to deal with women who have been on the receiving end of this kind of treatment by these monsters, really. And you still need to have the mindset to deal with that and still focus on finding those that are behind these attacks. What does it take out of you as a person?
Hey, it needs a lot of courage. You have to work with your mindset, and also to consider those victims who can't help themselves, but you've got the power just to help them. So each and every time when I'm investigating these cases, I always put that in my mind. I said, there is someone who's sitting at home who probably was raped, and there's nothing she can do. But as a police officer, it's my responsibility to just cover that portion of that person who was raped.
I think many people are curious to get into the minds of those that commit these horrendous acts, and I imagine that you would have interacted with Moses Mavila as well, especially after the time that he was caught. Did you start to get a sense of understanding as to why he had committed all of these crimes?
Yes, we do. But, you know, whenever you start investigating these cases, you may find that you see, when you're thinking of, like, you see how the crimes are committed, then you think that, you know, I'm looking for maybe it's not a human being, it's someone else, or it's an animal or something. But when you sit down with them and then you ask them this question, why are you doing this? They will always come up with those excuses, saying, you know, my background, my family background, and then you tell you know, all this. Some of them, they even tell you about Muti. They said, no, you know what, I was trying my lucky. I went to Inyanga and then gave me something. You know those funny stories, of which at the end of the day, you can see that, no, this person is trying to say something. He doesn't even have the answers to tell you exactly why is he doing this.
Thank you very much. Sergeant Mzila, quite a hero here, just telling us a little bit about his interactions with Moses Mavila, that was the serial rapist that was put away for 32 life terms.